Have you ever felt tired of the city? Tired of the noise, the traffic, the same streets every single day? Last Saturday, I opened my eyes and didn't want to get out of bed. My head was heavy. My body said, no more. I looked out the window, tall buildings, gray sky, a car horn, again. And at that moment, I thought, I need to leave, just for a day. So I got up, I packed my small backpack, water, a notebook, my phone, and I left. I didn't have a big plan, just a bus ticket to a small countryside town 2 hours away. The bus station was busy. People were shouting, buses came and went. I stood in line with a quiet smile. This was the first time I was leaving the city alone in months. When I got on the bus, I took a window seat. I put on my headphones, but didn't play music. I just wanted to hear silence. The bus started moving. Slowly, the city disappeared behind us. The tall buildings turned into small houses, then open fields, green, wide, free. I saw cows eating grass, children playing by the road, old men sitting under trees drinking tea. No one looked busy, no one looked tired. I opened my window, the wind touched my face. It smelled like earth, clean earth. That moment, I didn't check my phone. I didn't think about work. I just breathed. And with every breath, I felt a little lighter. Have you ever felt that? Like your body is saying, thank you, just because you slowed down? That's what the countryside does. It slows time. It gives you space to feel again. As we drove, I saw a woman walking with a basket on her head. She moved slowly, but strong, confident, calm. It made me wonder, why do we move so fast in the city? What are we chasing? Soon the bus stopped. We had arrived. I stepped down onto a small dirt road. There were no taxis, no loudspeakers, just quiet. And in that quiet, I smiled. Part 1 of my journey had ended. Now, I was ready to walk, to see, to listen, but most of all, to feel alive again. The road was narrow, just a dirt path, between fields. One side had tall banana trees, the other side, water, green rice plants, and quiet ripples. My footsteps made no sound, only the wind and a few birds. There were no cars, no buildings, only small houses with red roofs and open doors. I passed a wooden fence. Behind it, a cow. It stood still, chewing slowly. It looked at me. I looked back. We both said nothing, but somehow we understood each other. A little farther, I saw children playing. 2 girls were skipping rope. A small boy chased a butterfly. One of them saw me and shouted, "Hello!" I smiled and waved. "Hello!" I said back. They laughed, then ran away, still giggling. On the corner of the road, an old woman was sitting under a tree. She had baskets full of fruit, bananas, mangoes, and something I didn't recognize. She didn't say anything, just nodded as I passed. I stopped. I pointed at a mango and asked, "How much?" She raised 2 fingers. I gave her the coins. She handed me the mango. It was warm from the sun. I peeled it with my fingers and took a bite. Sweet, soft, Juice ran down my hand. The woman laughed. I laughed too. No words, just kindness. I kept walking. A group of ducks crossed the road in front of me. Fast little feet, quacking together. They didn't care I was there. They were busy being ducks. I found a small bridge made of wood. Underneath, water moved slowly. A boy stood on the edge with a stick. He waved to me. I waved back. Everything was slower. Everything was softer. And I noticed something strange. I wasn't thinking about emails. I wasn't checking my phone. I wasn't in a rush. I was just there, in the moment, step by step, smile by smile. Even my breathing had changed. I sat down on a flat rock by the path, took off my shoes, closed my eyes, and for a few minutes, I didn't move. I just listened. Birds, leaves, water, and wind. It was the kind of silence that makes you feel full, not empty. And at that moment, I realized this was exactly why I came. To feel, to breathe, to be still. And the village welcomed me without a word. After resting for a while, I continued walking. The path opened into a small square, a kind of village center. It wasn't big, just a few stalls, some baskets on the ground, but it was full of life. This was the market. Old women sat under umbrellas. They sold vegetables, eggs, and fruit. Some had jars of honey. Others had bunches of herbs tied with string. One woman waved to me. "Come, look," she said. I walked over and she picked up a mango. She held it out and said, "Very sweet. Try." I took a small bite. The mango was soft, juicy, and rich in flavor. It felt like sunshine in my mouth. I bought two, one for later. As I looked around, I noticed how relaxed everyone was. No one was rushing. People smiled, talked, and laughed. There were no loudspeakers, no pushy sellers. A boy walked by with a basket of eggs. He tripped. The eggs rolled across the ground. 3 people rushed to help him. No shouting, no anger, just helping hands. And the boy? He laughed. I left the market and followed a path behind it. It led to a stream. The water was clear and slow. Tiny fish swam near the rocks. Dragonflies danced above the surface. A man was sitting at the edge, washing clothes by hand. He dipped the fabric into the water, then scrubbed it against a flat stone. He looked up, saw me, and smiled. He didn't say anything, but his eyes were kind. I sat nearby under the shade of a tree. I watched the water move, left to right, soft and steady. Sometimes you don't need music. You just need the sound of water. After a few minutes, a group of children came to the stream. They took off their sandals and stepped into the water. They splashed, laughed, and sang a song I didn't understand. One girl waved at me. "Hello again," she said. It was one of the girls from earlier. I waved back. "You remember me?" She nodded. "You're the Mango Man." I guess I had a new name now. The sun was now higher in the sky, the shadows were shorter, and my stomach, well, it started talking to me. I got up from the tree and thanked the stream in my mind. It had given me peace, and a few smiles, too. As I walked back toward the village, I noticed something. I hadn't checked my phone in hours. I hadn't thought about emails, news, or traffic. My mind was quiet, and I liked it that way. As I walked past the last few houses, I smelled something. Warm, spicy, familiar. It was the smell of food. I followed it, turning down a small dirt path. There, under a large tree, I saw a woman cooking outside. She was sitting beside a fire. There was a big clay pot on top, and steam was rising from it. Beside her was a small wooden table with bowls of fresh vegetables, herbs, and rice. She looked up and saw me. Her eyes were calm, curious. "You hungry?" she asked. I was surprised, but I nodded. "Yes," I said, a little shy. She smiled. "Come, sit." There was a wooden stool beside the tree. I sat down. She handed me a simple bowl, rice, some green vegetables, and a small piece of fish. No fork, just a spoon and a kind hand. I took a bite. It was hot, a little salty. The fish was soft and fresh. I didn't speak. I just ate, slowly, gratefully. She watched me, then asked, "You're not from here?" I shook my head. "No, from the city." She smiled. "Too loud there, always running." Smiling tone. I nodded. "Yes, that's why I came here." She looked up at the tree and said, "Here we listen to birds, and when we cook, we don't hurry." I didn't know what to say, so I just listened. After a few minutes, I asked, "Do you cook like this every day?" She laughed. "Yes, same pot, same fire, but different vegetables." That made me laugh too. Serious, she pointed to the rice. "My husband grows it. The fish my son catches from the stream." I looked down at the bowl again. This wasn't just food. It was family, work, time. And it tasted better than any restaurant I'd ever been to. When I finished, I stood up and said, "Thank you so much." She shook her head. "No need. If you eat with a smile, that's enough." That sentence stayed with me. I offered her some money. She refused. "Next time," she said, "just bring a story." I nodded. "I will." Before I left, she handed me one last thing, a small banana leaf folded like a tiny gift. Inside was a sweet rice cake, sticky, warm, with a little bit of coconut. I thanked her again and walked away slowly. The taste of the rice cake was sweet, but the kindness, that was the part I'll never forget. The sun was lower now. The sky softer, a little orange, a little blue. I checked the time. It was almost evening. Time to go. I walked back through the same road I came on, but everything looked different. The same trees, the same fences, even the same cow. It looked at me again, still chewing, still calm. and I smiled. I passed the stream, now quiet. No children, just water, slowly moving like a whisper. The market was already packing up. Baskets were empty. People said goodbye. The day was ending. I waved to the mango lady. She waved back. And the girl who called me Mango Man, she saw me from a distance and gave a thumbs up. I gave one back. At the bus stop, a few people were waiting. A man with a basket of corn, a woman holding a sleeping baby. I sat on a wooden bench, my backpack beside me, my heart full. I didn't check my messages. I didn't take photos. I just looked and breathed. The bus arrived, slow and noisy. Dust moved in the air. Doors opened with a loud hiss. I stepped in, found a seat, this time not near the window, but I still closed my eyes. And as the engine started, my mind went quiet. I remembered the old woman under the tree, the fish and rice, the sweet rice cake in the banana leaf. I remembered the boy by the stream, the woman who said, "Too loud there," and the sound of wind in the banana trees. I remembered walking slowly, eating slowly, breathing slowly, and I asked myself, why don't we live like that more often? Not every day, not all the time, but just sometimes. Leave the noise, find a quiet road, eat simple food, talk to strangers. Let the world be small again, so your heart can feel big again. As the bus drove back toward the city, I opened the banana leaf. The rice cake was still warm. And for a moment, just a moment, the city didn't matter at all.